Okay, thank you, Chair, for the opportunity and the organizers for letting us come and share our experience and what we are doing about some of the large science projects. Just to touch base, why should we worry about that? One of the things is that with the high performance computing systems, if you want nations to be competitive, there is what we call rapid prototyping, so that we can get away from physical prototypes. That what helps you to move quicker from the concept to product quickly. And that defines national competitiveness. Hence, high performance computing becomes very important. So initially, when we realized this in the continent, 2007, South Africa had 2.5 teraflops of computing capability which was installed. And that was the largest system in Africa. But compared to the world, we were still a dwarf at that point. So immediately we realized that there need to be initiatives. If in 2007, we are at that point and Africa does not have anything, we need to move quicker on how do we bring the whole continent to have these capabilities so that they can be competitive. And we had two initiatives that we started. There was the regional initiative, which was the SADC HPC initiative. And today this has been adopted by all the SADC ministers in ETST and forms part of their annual agenda. Whenever the ministers meet, they talk about this program and want to fund the report on that. The other initiative was the Big Data Africa initiative. This was more to support the 8 partner countries on the SKA. If you recall the square kilometer array, it was not just a South African bid. There was all 9 African countries. And we found that we need to be able to push for this initiative to be successful. So that was our key drivers. And our objectives in there is to make sure that we provide high quality education, research and innovation, but we build the infrastructure capacity and also provide a platform for collaboration amongst the African countries. So with that, our framework was we are going to look at policies, and I think our colleagues from DSI has already touched on that, but we wanted to also build infrastructure, make opportunities for data sharing, but also provide networks. The last one, very important, build human capital. So how did we go about that? These things don't come cheap. The 2.5 teraflops that I showed in 2007, to install that, you need at least 10 million. Do African countries have got 10 million to put twice? No, especially if you don't demonstrate what will be the success on that. So we thought it is important we can start off with, this is a big HPC system at that time, which was sitting in Texas, because the National Science Foundation support the institutions in the US. In 3 years, they decommissioned the system after paying a lot of money. But these systems, you can still run them for another 3 years. And when they decommissioned them, that's when I talked to the guys in US, and there was a guy in Texas, Advanced Computing. And I said, when you decommission this, what do you do with it? I said, I don't have a plan. I said, I've got a plan. Can we take this and we go and repurpose it instead of running it as a big system like that where you are going to need a lot of energy? If we cut out and take only a component of that, and this forms a supercomputer for somebody who does not have anything. And we got on that, took a number of these racks from Texas. We only paid 50,000 rands. And because we are not in a hurry, they could go on a boat, took some months. They came to South Africa, and we started a program. So basically that was what went in through there. And the main thing was to decommission that. Then Texas, Cambridge also came on board, and we had also some of the systems in South Africa. So they got into the pool of the infrastructure. And the main drivers was that we provide infrastructure, but we train system administrators. This is very important. So we depopulate these systems, and the system administrators in these countries build them from scratch because it's sustainability, so that over time, then they can be able to manage these systems. So it is an entry level, and what we wanted to push is to make sure that you can be able to have the use cases in your country. So we're looking at those so that the whole aim is for the government to be able to realize these things can be used for specific purposes. Then after that, then they can invest their own money. So we thought that's a way to do it. And as we can see, tangible projects here in Ghana, deployed, that is in Mozambique. And what I also like here is that this is a student from Botswana, Badise. After being trained, he got some internship at CSIR, at the Large Hadron Collider. And he couldn't have got those opportunities if it is not there. So those were the type of things that we had, and almost covering most of the African countries. In SADC, for an example, we tried to put the dots here. Basically on SADC, we are left with 5 countries, and we try to follow again, as what Mampe indicated, with the science diplomacy, to look at the SADC chair. And every year we work together with the SADC chair and deploy a system in SADC. Last year we did in Malawi, and this year we're working with DRC because it's the SADC chair, so that we can be able to complete all the countries. So that's the aim, and they're almost done. So the deployment, as I said, it's infrastructure. Make sure that the infrastructure is there, the staff that is being trained, and we always monitor, because we don't want to deploy these things and then they are not working. Always check, are these things still working? But this is the part that we are also working on, projects, because those are now tangible things that they are doing with this. And these are aligned with what is the aspiration of a specific country. For an example, when we go to Botswana, you have got some of the economic drivers there. You could be having your diamond mining, you have got your wildlife, and how do we help you use HPC on that? So those were some of the things. And these are, for an example, various engagements. Because now the African countries have met, we started seeing, like in this case, the Americans coming in. We see here the scientists going to one of the prestigious meetings on supercomputing, and mainly funded through the partnership of the National Science Foundation. Airlink provided some regional flights, and Delta, and the supercomputing waived the registrations. So all the scientists could be able to go there. Always with some specific topics, like here in Denver in 2017, the specific thing was looking at understanding the risks of shared cyber ecosystems. So they understand the technologies of managing the HPC systems. And we also have got our annual SADC meeting in December. And you can see here the attendance. But the other important part is with the astronomy part, then working together with the UK, we have got what we call development of Africa through radio astronomy, the DARA project. So they put some funding in there, and you can see also training the students here. This is a telescope in Ghana, which is the part of the SKA, which was deployed, and the training programs going on. But some of the highlights is that what we're looking at is after all this time, there has been success in the signing of agreements for SADC and SK partner countries. Infrastructure has been deployed. We have seen also increase in HPC system in Africa. Remember, 2007, we had 2.5 teraflops. Now we have got petascales in Africa. One in Morocco, in South Africa. We have got the growth in the entrance. And we also hosted very prestigious meetings. The IDW, which never came to Africa because of this investment, they came down here. And there's some awards through the climate change program that is being used on these systems, but also recognition by international on the HPCY in 2018. You can see that this program got an award from HPCY on workforce diversity and leadership. So I hope this shows you what can be done with these partnerships and using the science diplomacy. Thank you, Chair.